come along with me and don't be scared. I just wanna set you free. Come on, come on, come on. You and me can make it anywhere. But for now, we could stay here for a while.
Alright, so I definitely think that he's keying this down, if I'm recalling correctly, the original. But it's sounding beautiful, and I love the piano underneath his vocal. They complement each other so much. So it's nice to see that this like more pop track can become more of like a laid back acoustic piece very easily.
Run, run, lost boy, they say to me. Hello there. We're technically like a little early.
So I really love how artists are doing this in this time period. I mean, obviously a lot of us are stuck at home and there's nothing for us to do. And I think even for them, like there's nothing for them to do when normally they would be extremely busy. Their tour schedules are all canceled. They're not able to go into recording studios the way they used to. So for them, they're also like very, very bored, and I'm sure with like very little to do. So it's very cool that they just kind of like did this Together at Home series to be able to connect everybody together. And you get to see them in their element, like literally when they're at home relaxed on their own.
I did not plan this background. This background looks so... It looks like I planned it, but I just realized how... There we go, 1 o'clock. Look how peaceful that background looks. And it just happened to be matching. Welcome, everybody.
Do you guys believe him? Did he actually not plan that? I feel like that's hard not to plan, that the sweater matches the background.
If you want to see an uncut version of this video, check out the link in the description.
This is a Together at Home Global Citizens virtual concert brought to you by myself, Chris Martin, John Legend. I'm in my parents' home right now. I've watched about 15 hours of TikToks. And when they asked me to be a part,
I think everybody else is also definitely creating a lot of TikToks and watching a lot of TikTok. Not me so much. I don't really buy into the whole TikTok thing. Just me personally.
This is one that I realized someone wrote that. I'm going to play this one because someone told me that it was 5 years ago when we came up with this. Actually, where I'm living right now. We're going to do it in A flat major. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
Wow, I can't believe that this song is actually that old. 5 years old. It feels like it just came out last year. Like, that's really crazy.
If you're interested in getting a free lesson with me, please check out the link right here.
I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
I really love his breathy tone. He has this almost like this quiver. It's not a vibrato. It's a quiver in his voice that's very, very unique to him. It's like, he has a very unique voice. Like, when he's singing, you know Charlie Puth is on. And it's so crazy. I remember years and years ago, like hearing his like cover of Chandelier, and before he was like really big, before he blew up with that song, dun, 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 da, 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 dum. It's been a long day. That one, what has he? See You Again. Before he blew up with that song, I remember watching him on YouTube and, you know, in my journey on my way to learning how to sing. And he was a big influence back then. And, you know, he was just singing in his house and then just became a massive artist. And, you know, who knew that he had perfect pitch and incredible ability to write amazing songs. So yeah, it's just really cool to kind of hear his unique style that's very much a very signature piece to him.
Come along with me and don't be scared. I just wanna set you free. Come on, come on, come on. You and me can make it anywhere. But for now, we could stay here for a while.
All right, so I definitely think that he's keying this down, if I'm recalling correctly, the original. But it's sounding beautiful, and I love the piano underneath his vocal. They complement each other so much. So it's nice to see that this like more pop track can become more of like a laid back acoustic piece very easily.
And when you're weak, I'll be strong. I'm gonna keep holding on.
And he has a very interesting style with his vowels. So he does not enunciate very, very clearly when he's singing. And he keeps his mouth relatively closed. And that also gives him a very unique style because in order to do that properly and hit the notes that he hits normally in full voice, he actually has to open the back of his throat a lot. And because of that, creating that space, it gives it a very unique sound. So if you guys have this style or want to be able to sing in this style, when you're doing it, you got to make sure that you're not keeping the jaw tight. So that's what a lot of people do is when they're, and when you're weak, I'll be strong. Right? So a lot of people will go, and when you're weak, I'll be strong. And it's like very strained. What you need to do is actually find more space, like almost like yawn type of space in the back of the throat. And when you're weak, I'll be strong. I'll be strong. Right? So I'm not opening up a lot at the front of the mouth, but in the back of my mouth, I am. And so that's how you can potentially make that work without getting too wide at the front of your mouth.
Now don't you worry, it won't be long.
But at the same time, it's always going to be a lot easier to really just make that space in your mouth. That's what I recommend for almost all my students. Unless you're down low in your range, or if you're doing it falsetto, then that's doable. But it's always going to be better technique to be allowing your jaw to open because that keeps this muscle looser.
Just to run into my arms, I'm only one call away. Sing it from wherever you are. I'll be
Save the day. Superman's got nothing on me. I'm only one. There you go. I'm singing it with him. He asked for it.
Call away. I'll be there to save
The day.
Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. I'm only one call away.
I love how there you've got an army there. Sing Fake Love by BTS.
A lot of people don't know I didn't actually. That's like
Wow,
the song
John
that-
Mayer's there. That's
What's up, MTV? I see you. What's up, John Mayer? I had the
Nice
least
shout-outs.
amount of songwriting on that song of all my songs. I remember it was 2015, and it was actually the first time I was about to go to China. I had never been outside of the United States like that before. It was my first time going to China. And the night before, the label had put this, and I've talked about this before, so forgive me if you've heard it, but the label had put together this camp because we had See You Again, and I had no original music of my own because that was me and Wiz Khalifa's song. So they put this whole camp together, and for about a week we really didn't come up with one. We didn't come up with one song. We came up with cool songs, but not like the one. And I actually caught a cold and was pretty discouraged. And Frankie, and Shy Carter and Mozella and Brayon Isaac had all gone downstairs to the fire pit, and Frankie was like, yo, you remember that Chingy song, One Call Away? Na 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 na, one call away. It's like 2003. I don't and he was like, one fifth was like, and this is what they told me, I'm only one call away. And then Shy right away went, it was in C major originally, I'm only one call away. And then it was the first time where my friend Miles came to me, he was like, they have something. I heard it and it just felt like my song. And that will probably never happen another time in my life, but that was a very, very special moment. So it's my great pleasure to sing that song for the rest of my life.
Oh wow, that's really, really awesome. Very cool to hear the background story of how his songwriting process works. I think he's an incredible songwriter himself. You know, basically came out with See You Again. Like, it was in one moment he came up with the whole melody of the chorus, which is absolutely incredible. And then to see how this one came up as well is pretty awesome. It's really cool how you get those like moments where it's like, this is the song.
And I've never told anybody this before, but there is a song that I grew up listening to that has the lyric See You Again in it. A lot of people think that I was listening to the Diddy record with Sting, but it was actually a James Taylor record that has nothing to do musically with the song, but this is the song that I was listening to before I wrote See You Again, and I knew that I wanted to write a song that had the title See You Again.
So even though that I've heard the background story of how See You Again was written, at least melodically and the chorus, I did not know that as far as the title of the song and the rest of how that kind of came about.
And nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Just close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh, babe, right here, just to see you again.
I see. So it's like a just random line in the song that he was singing or that he was listening to, and that became the forefront of his song. Very cool. Like, it's nice to see how, there you go, people borrow from other music and compile it all together, different influences, to be able to make their own original stuff. Very cool.
All you gotta do is call, baby, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You got a friend.
You've got a friend.
Your poor heads together and call my name out loud.
Nice connection into his head voice there. It was really beautiful. Not expecting that.
And that's pretty much when I heard that. That's probably like one of the first songs that I heard. James Taylor's the reason why I like know how to sing, but it was
something in the way she moves, looks my way or calls my name.
And it was You've Got a Friend. And I was always obsessed with how he kind of connected Brazilian influences into pop music.
Very cool. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like this, check out that one right there. You're going to like it.